Hey guys, oh, so dark in here. Yikes. I'm making this video today as a video response to NeverEnuffAmmo's video on what he calls the must-have guns that every gun owner should have. I kind of agreed with some of his guns. I kind of disagreed with some of his guns. I thought he had a lot of guns for a must-have list. I mean, he had like 7 or 8 guns on there. And I think that's a lot of guns to say that every single person should have every single one of these guns. And a lot of them I thought were really good ideas, but I didn't think very many of them were must-haves. So he said, hey, if you agree, you disagree, leave a comment there, leave a comment below, or make a video response. So I'm gonna do that. I have 5 guns tonight that I thought are must-have guns, and I mean must-have. Like, if you're a gun owner, you need to have at least one of all of these guns, preferably before you own any other guns. Number 1 gun that every American gun owner must have is actually, I think, also the first gun you must get, and that is the small concealed carry gun. I mean, this is the little bitty LCR, the LCP, the Keltec PA3T, the Springfield XDS, the Glock 26, the Glock 42, the little bitty tiny subcompact and micro pistols. The reason I think these are the most important guns that you should buy, and really the first gun you should buy, is because they're very easily carried. They're very small, they're very light, they're very easily carried, they're very easily concealed and almost hidden. So this is a gun you can carry everywhere. This is a gun you are so much more likely to have on you all the time than if you buy like a Glock 17 or an MP9 full size, or like a big old huge Smith & Wesson 686. Those guns are much larger and they're much heavier and they're less likely to be carried, so they're less likely to be on you when you need them. And really the most important gun you will ever have is the one that's on your person when you need it. And if you happen to be outside of your house and your big, heavy, huge, awesome 1911 that's like super high tech and cost you $4 grand, it's sitting at home in the safe, it doesn't do you any good. So the first gun you should ever buy is the gun you're going to carry on you all of the time. So that's why the small CCW gun is, in my opinion, the most important and first gun you should ever buy. And also, since it's the most affordable of the 5 guns that I've listed, it probably is going to be the first gun you buy, and I'm completely fine with that. Moving on, second most important gun you should buy, and also the second gun you should buy, is the semi-auto tactical style rifle. It's your AR-15s, your AKs, your Tavors, your Mini 30s, Mini 14s, just some semi-auto intermediate cartridged rifle. The reason I think that that is the second gun you should buy is because if it needs more firepower to deal with than your little small CCW can deal with, then you might really need to upgrade all the way up to a full-on rifle. And there's nothing that, well, I shouldn't say nothing. There's very little that you can't do with either your small CCW pistol or your AR-15 or AK-47 or Tavor. It just, what a pistol can't do, a semi-auto tactical rifle is going to be able to do so much better. It just really feels like it really fills the void. Like, there's a set of roles that your small CCW pistol can do and do well. There's a set of roles that your semi-auto rifle can do, and it can do really well. And when you combine the two, you basically have like 99% of defensive situations that anybody will ever have. The third gun that I think every American should buy is a full-size semi-auto pistol. And I mean full-size, like a Glock 17 or an MP9 or like a CZ75 or something like that, or like a Beretta 92, a SIG 226. And the reason I think you should buy this after buying your rifle is because it really fills the gap between the CCW pistol and your tactical rifle. There's really not very many things that a semi-auto pistol, like a large size semi-auto pistol, can do that neither of those two can do. But if it's a little more than your CCW can handle, but it's not enough to really involve your rifle, it fits right in that realm. And like I said, there's not very many things that it does better than both of those things, but it does a lot of things pretty well, and all of the things that it does well sit right in between those two. So Get your small CCW first, because that's going to be used 99% of the time. Get your semi-auto rifle used, because most of the time if your small CCW pistol can't handle it, you need a full-on semi-auto rifle. Get your semi-auto pistol because it kind of blurs the lines between those two, and it really fills the gap there. It's more appropriate for home defense than your small CCW pistol, and a lot of people think that a semi-automatic pistol like a Glock is a much better home defense option than an intermediate caliber rifle. And I mean, if you're one of those people, then make sure you buy this gun really quickly after your AR. But I still think that everybody would be better off buying it third instead of second or first. The fourth firearm that every American must own is a full-on rifle caliber precision rifle. And I mean like 308 and up. The reason I think that every American must own one of these is frankly because it makes you a better shooter. Well, it doesn't make you a better shooter, but it allows you to become a better shooter in a way that a semi-automatic rifle at 25 yards will never allow you to be. If you take your 308 or 270 or whatever out to 400 yards and you're shooting a group 10 inches wide, you need to work on your fundamentals. Like that group at 50 yards will be like 2 inches wide, and a 2-inch wide group at 50 yards with an AR-15 like kind of rapid fire really isn't that bad. So you could shoot that same group at 50 yards and think that you're doing pretty good, and then you go out to a real distance and you find out that it's not that good, and you need to work on your fundamentals. And most importantly, it'll show you that your fundamentals are improving. If you're shooting a rifle that has 2.5 MOA accuracy, like inherent accuracy, not just you but the rifle itself, you as a shooter could be shooting a 1/4 MOA, but that rifle is going to be putting out a pattern 2.5 inches across at 100 yards. Whereas if you have a rifle that's really good, like it's 1.5 or 1 MOA, and you as a shooter are shooting 3 MOA that day, you're going to be shooting groups 3 inches across. If you have a good precision rifle, if you're shooting a bad group, it's not the rifle, it's you. If all your shots are stringing like down and to the left, then it's you stringing those shots down and to the left. It's not the rifle. This gun is there for the shooter's benefit, not for the shooter's defense, for the shooter's benefit, to allow you to become a better marksman in a way that none of the other rifles so far will allow you to do. The fifth gun on my must-buy list is either a pistol or a rifle chambered in .22 LR. Now the reason I think everybody must own a .22 LR is not for your sake, but for the people you're trying to teach to shoot's sake. If we don't teach new people to shoot, we will be the last people to shoot. If we don't teach the next generation to shoot, there won't be a next generation to shoot. And if you try and teach people on your 300 Win Mag that have never shot before, they're never going to shoot again. They're going to hate it. A .22 has very little recoil, very little blast. It's very safe. It's easy to rack the slide. It's easy to manipulate the guns because the recoil springs aren't very strong. It's just a good starter gun. If, like, you can look online, you can look anywhere. If they say, how do I teach new people to shoot? They're going to say, get you a .22. Teach them to shoot on that, because that's a gun that's going to make it fun for them. It's easy to teach people the fundamentals when they're not flinching the whole time. A .22 is just the flat-out best gun to teach somebody to shoot on. Alright guys, that was my list of what I believe are the 5 most important guns that you can ever buy, and really the 5 guns that you must buy first. This is not a complete list of these are all the guns you should buy. This is just the 5 most important ones. I think everybody should really look into getting a nice revolver. I think everybody should really look into getting a shotgun. But I really don't think that everybody must have a revolver and must have a shotgun. I don't think that everybody must have a precision bolt action and a precision semi-auto. A lot of people may think you need one of each. I really don't think you need one of each. I'd like to have one of each, but I'm not going to say that everybody must go out and buy one. If you agree, if you disagree, if you think I left something vital out, if you think that I put too much in, please leave it below in the comments, or better yet, make a video response, you know? So please like the video. Please comment on it, even if you agree 100% you wouldn't change a thing. Just let me know in the comments below. Thank you very much.